One of the things that I've remembered from my past experiences whenever I've had to deal with change leadership is this particular formula: Q times A equals E. And what that stands for is quality times acceptance equals effectiveness. So if you think about that and think about a particular change that you've witnessed recently, sometimes as leaders, we make the best decision on the quality of the change. In other words, we've created a plan, we're ready to move forward, and this is the best plan that we can make for our organization at this time for this particular change. Well, that could be the best plan ever, and let's say that could be a 10, so quality 10. If people don't accept that change, and let's say that's a 1, 10 times 1 equals 10. And that's the effectiveness. So you can have the best decision of how you're going to go about this change, but if the people don't accept it, it's not going to work. However, even if you had a not so good plan for the change, and let's give the quality of that a 5, let's say, so half of our last example, but people come to accept that change, and let's say that's a 10. So now you have 5 times 10, which is 50. So as you can see from this formula, the acceptance of the change is critically important. So how do we get people to come to accept those changes that we make? Well, Edgar Schein, who's one of the leading experts on culture, he says you start with a compelling, positive vision. And what this means is there must be a belief in the organization that they will be better off if they learn these new things and way of doing things. Another thing that he suggests, and I think this is really important, is there needs to be formal training. There needs to be ways for employees to be trained on the new way of doing things. And there can't be any obstacles in the way of that or barriers in the way of doing that. Another thing he suggests is there needs to be practice fields and coaching and feedback involved. So there needs to be a place where they can go, employees can go to practice these new skills, and that it's a safe environment to practice those skills. He also suggests coaching. So those folks that are better than others perhaps can be the coaches and coach people on the new way of doing things. And then feedback is very important in this whole process too, because people need to understand if they're doing it the right way or if they're not doing it the right way. And again, that's where coaches come in to help them along if they're not doing it the right way. And this adds into another component that he suggests, that there needs to be positive role models. So who are those that are doing really well at whatever these new skills are, and how can we get them involved in helping others? And then the last thing that I'm going to mention here is he suggests that we provide support groups, which I think is a wonderful idea. If it's something new, people are going to get frustrated. We already know that. Some people aren't going to do it as well as other people, and they're going to get frustrated. So there needs to be some support groups where people can feel free to air out their frustrations. And then once they figure out a solution to those frustrations, they're able to come together and figure out those solutions together so that jointly they can learn new ways of dealing with these difficulties. So the next time you're involved in a change, think about Q times A equals E, and how do I get my folks to accept this new way of doing things? I've offered several suggestions today that might be able to help you.